You grew up with parents who were hot and cold, loving one day and distant the next. This one's for you. And if you haven't yet, I recommend that you go read the book Recovering from Emotionally Immature Parents by Dr. Lindsay Gibson. And in her book, she talks about emotionally immature parents and how one of the things is that not every parent or person is 100% emotionally mature. Sometimes it varies. They can be half and half, or something will happen that triggers them to respond immaturely. So inconsistency is one of the traits or signs of an emotionally immature parent. Another sign that you have an emotional immature parent, and I'm struggling with this, but is when they make everything to be about themselves, that you have to serve them. And this kind of thinking belittles and degrades the rest of the family. And the next one I'm going to talk about, I'm not sure if it's a trait or an emotionally immature parent or a person, but it's something that I want to touch on, and that's the mentality that if I struggled, then you will struggle too, or the idea of tough love grows strong adults. And to that I say, you could have given love so that it will anchor a child into something way stronger for when the world does hit them, instead of parents or leaders like pastors hitting us with tough love now because they think that the world is going to hit us later, thinking that they're preparing us, but in reality it's a whole lot of tough and not a lot of love. And actually there's a study that was done, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a study done on Japanese jiu-jitsu or karate or something like that, where the mentor would really beat on the mentee every single day, preparing them for this fight, thinking that it would make them tougher. But every single one of those mentees who were beaten on every day actually ended up failing in the long run. They either failed or they gave up. And it was actually found that the opposite of that was when a mentor would have a balance of, yeah, we're gonna train you and, kind of beat on you, but at the same time, another day will encourage you and things like that. And yes, I am a firm believer that the world has gotten soft, but that doesn't mean you get to use that as an excuse to take advantage of your children's emotions when you aren't fully mature yourself. Which brings me to my next point, and that is emotionally immature parents don't handle emotions well, especially negative ones. If you cry or get upset, they may shut down, get angry, or make it about themselves. They rarely, if ever, admit that they're wrong. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, or what did I do wrong as a parent, they'll justify, deflect, or blame. They use guilt or shame to control others. And they might say things like, after all I've done for you, or if you really loved me, you do this. It keeps you stuck trying to earn their approval. And the approval that always moves further away rather than closer. And my last point is that they care more about how the family looks than how the family feels. So they'll hide dysfunction behind we're fine and expect you to play along even when things are clearly broken. And that's why so many adults of emotionally immature parents grow up struggling with authenticity. They were taught that appearances mattered more than truth. And I may not be a parent, and you don't have to be a parent to see the signs, but I've lived through what emotionally immaturity looks like. And trust me, the damage is real, but awareness is how we break that cycle.